We have met. Yes. Sure.
She was into detail, no, earlier.
Good. She expected me yesterday around 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Mr. Goel had with us, so he's coming.
क्योंकि आईपीएल 7 है हिंदी में सबसे विश्वसनीय न्यूज चैनल और इसके पास है
Developers building advanced lifestyles.
Not only a whole lot of research and development over the years by the best brains have gone into its making. Our Cartier will be standing tall in their shine, one of the fastest growing residential areas with comprehensive infrastructure, well connected to the commercial hubs of Delhi NCR, adjacent to National Highway 24. For us, at Design Arc, we still believe that we can strive towards perfection.
Stands for this attitude that we have, that we are young adults ready to take on the world, ready to
Affordable international quality condominiums.
Just to see you smile. Unsold API, building lifestyles for the last 4
Yeah, we haven't been meeting very often. Francis, you have a card for him? Yeah. Why not? I should be like any other.
so much.
आभा और विश्रुति
States Conclave. Today we are indeed honoured to have with us our chief guest, Honourable Minister of Urban Development, Shri S. Jaipal Reddy, and extend a very warm welcome to him. We also extend a warm welcome to our moderator and the esteemed panelists for the session. And now to commence with the session, may I please request the Managing Editor of Hindustan Times, Mr. Pankaj Paul, to kindly come on stage and give the welcome address. Mr. Pankaj Paul.
Thank you, Ken. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to welcome you to the HT States Conclave and to what promises to be a very educational evening. I, for one, am certainly looking forward to learning from all of you on what the future holds for this very critical sector of the economy. No secret here, the real estate industry has been witnessing a period of very phenomenal sort of growth in India. Not only have the prices moved up sharply, but the sector is witnessing a new dynamic that has been and it's also introduced a new breed of investor and some very discerning consumers. It is also a big employment sector and an engine of growth for the economy. In any high-growth economy, it's not just here, anywhere, be it China or be it the US of the 1970s, the real estate infrastructure plays a very critical role in the overall growth. And I think in India, what used to be sort of this non-transparent sector, primarily driven by this core competence of managing the government, is now very transparent, very vibrant, and I think the quality of products is also gaining a lot of attention. I think one key issue for large developers is to create some world-class products at very competitive prices for the Indian consumers. And I think in an environment where you have top developers from all over the planet coming here, I think builders do have to innovate in terms of pricing, quality, and the kind of products they offer to value. I guess another issue is it time to move beyond the metros? The focus of this growth beyond the metros. In fact, there are many sort of B and C category cities that have witnessed huge investments by the real estate players. There is also a need to create employment opportunities in these cities. I think this in turn will fuel demand and bring affordability and sustain the growth of this term. But is the growth in these cities sustainable? Well, earlier this year we had HT had organized another conclave that focused on sustaining growth versus affordability. But now I think to better understand the current scenario and problems, identify opportunities, and to discover new directions for this industry, the HT State Conclave panel tonight will be talking about metros and beyond, pushing the new frontiers. Again, thank you all for joining us here, and I look forward to the panel. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would request the moderator of the session, Mr. Anshuman Magazine, the Managing Director of CBRE, to kindly conduct the session.
To go, and I just quickly would like to introduce the speakers and of course thank the Honourable Minister to spend time with us today, Mr. Jaipal Reddy. The other panelists, most of you I'm sure recognize them, but still I would introduce them. Mr. Sanjay Chandra, Managing Director Unitech, Mr. Niranjan Hirandani, Managing Director Hiranandani Group, and he's come especially from Bombay for this. Mr. Rohtas Goel, CMD Omax Limited, Mr. Ashish Purwankar, Director Purwankar Group, Mr. Pranav Ansal, Director Ansal Group, Mr. Yash Gupta, Joint Managing Director Heinz India, Mr. Naveen Raheja is Managing Director Raheja Developers, and Mr. J.K. Jain, CMD Designate Group. I would request the Honourable Minister to come and share his views with us.
And distinguished participants, I'm grateful to Hindustan Times for having invited me to this occasion. I'm personally delighted to participate in this conclave. I'm intellectually excited at the topic, metros and beyond and pushing the frontiers. The 21st century was described by the then Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, as urban century. Why is it known as urban century? I think we must get the sense of history right from this. Urbanization was always associated with civilization. I have none other than Socrates to say something on this. He said, 500 years before Christ, fields and trees teach me nothing, but the people in a city do. But from the time of Socrates to the time of Voltaire in the 18th century, the urbanization was more or less stagnant. At the beginning of 18th century, only 5% of 2% of people used to live in urban areas. Only 2%. Today, more than 50% of people at the global level live in urban areas. It can therefore be seen that this is primarily a post-industrial phenomenon. Second part of 20th century witnessed near total urbanization in the developed world. In the developing world, 21st century will witness a similar phenomenon. It poses a huge challenge for countries like India. We need to be prepared for this. In India, urbanization is far less than the global average. Well, I have been fighting elections for over 40 years now. Not over, for 39 years. And I have fought all elections from rural areas. Having said this, I know that urbanization constitutes the future way. And we need to be not only reconciled to this, we need to be happy about it. This urban tide is not only irreversible, but eminently desirable. Even among so-called modern intellectuals, there is some feeling a grudge about urbanization. Therefore, we need to get this right. In India, metros have been growing at a higher pace than other towns and cities. In 1981, we had only 12 metros. I mean a metro by a city with a population of more than 1 million. In 2001, the number rose to 35. And our estimate is by 2025, metros in India will rise to 70. Sometimes even these estimates may be proved false because of the consistent high growth rate of Indian economy. You all know it's growing more than 9%. Therefore, we can appreciate the huge size of the sector and the great vibrancy in the sector. As everybody knows, real estate is connected directly or indirectly to over 250 industries. As has been mentioned by the moderator, it is a huge provider of employment. When I first became an MLA way back in '69, next to agriculture, the biggest provider of employment was handlooms or textile sector. Now, next to agriculture, the biggest provider of employment is construction industry. Another thing about employment in the sector is it accommodates people of all varieties, from the super skilled to the skilled to semi-skilled to the unskilled. As you all know, urban land, urban local bodies, urban transport are state subjects. Until recently, the Government of India has therefore subjected the urban subject to benign neglect. Our Prime Minister, with his progressive pioneering vision, realized that this was a phenomenon which should not be ignored. Therefore, as you all know, Government of India for the first time launched a major initiative in the urban sector known as Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission. The mission focuses primarily on metros. 35 metros, 35 cities with a population of more than 1 million, plus state capitals, UT capitals, and some pilgrim towns. And this mission is reform linked. We said the Urban Land Ceiling Act must go as part of mandatory reforms. We also said that stamp duty should be reduced to less than 5% in the next 2 to 3 years. The antiquated rent control laws should be rationalized, and the urban local bodies must go in for disclosure laws. As you know, this mission was launched on 3rd December 2005. We want all the cities to come with city development plans. That means each city, before seeking assistance, must present to us a vision document that is valid for next 20-25 years. And that city development plan is appraised by independent technical agencies.